I know you must be wondering why is Ash standing diagonally like this, focusing on the window here, but I have got something really interesting in today's video. And we're going to talk about some interesting books that you can pick if you are trying to read for the first time. Now, as you know, I'm Ash from Learn with Sam and Ash, but we have a good news before we jump into today's video. The good news is we have created a new channel that is Brum Brum Ash. The link is right here. And I'm not sure how many of you have already visited the channel, have already subscribed it. If not, then it's our humble request. Please help us to generate some fun videos for you with the ratio of the subscribers that we get there. Now, this is an educational channel. Brum Brum Ash is moreover a fun channel where we connect and try to have some fun, and you will get to know a lot about a personal life of Sam and Ash there. Now let's come to the video, which is 5 books that you can start with if reading is something that you're doing for the first time. First in the list is I have picked my personal favorite, and that is the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. Now, if you are somebody who loves autobiographies or biographies, this is the pick I have as a suggestion for you. The reason why this could be the first pick from autobiography section is because the language is simple. It's a story. It's about the interesting fact about Benjamin's life. You will get to know about the daily schedule of Benjamin Franklin. I am sure all of you already know who Benjamin Franklin was. But if you want to know more about him, about his personal life, about how he lived every day, this is the best book that you can pick. Another reason why I suggested this book is the volume. It's not very big, it's not very small. It is something which can be covered on an average in a week time. Now, when I say a week time, I meant that you should invest at least 1 hour of reading every day, which will be not very tough for you. And the language, the vocab, everything is very simple and it's very catchy. So, Benjamin Franklin's autobiography is the first in the list. Now, I have a huge collection here, as you can see. I mean, it's not way too huge, but it is something that you may love. Number 2 in my list is another favorite of mine, which is Robin Sharma's Who Will Cry When You Die. The reason for this selection is, first of all, it's very small, it's very handy. You don't have to worry about that, how can I finish this book? Because you can finish this book in 4 days max to max. The chapters are very small. If you can see here, it's just 1 page of a chapter. So every chapter is a different message, is a different guide that can help you to enhance your life from small steps at a time. So Robin Sharma has been a tremendous writer all his time to give us suggestions that can actually motivate us to live our life. He is a writer who gives you stories, who gives you personal instances from his life or something which is quite relatable. So Robin Sharma could be another hit, and you can finish this book in 4 days. Language is simple and something that I have loved reading a lot of time. So Robin Sharma it is. Now coming to the third pick is something that I have to pick from here, which is a little down and a little heavy. We have thought of Okay, there's an oops there. We have thought of picking the books right from the library itself so that you can feel a connection here and you can see how important books have been for me in my life. Now, the third is Life is What You Make It. Somebody who has been following Learn with Sam and Ash must be aware that this is the book which I always keep suggesting to all my students. Now, Life is What You Make It is from Preeti Shenoy. Awesome writer, and the stories that she has brought for us has been from a very simple background. The language is simple, the story is catching, and you cannot stop reading the book because there is something every minute or every line of the pages. Now, the book can also be finished in a week if you invest at least 1 hour every day. It's not very thick, it's not very thin, it is very handy. And remember, book reading is not something that you intentionally sit to read. Initially, you may have to develop a habit of reading every day at the same time, but later when you get the hook of it, when you try to understand the concept of book reading, you try to enjoy it every possible minute you can. Now, if you take my example, I can read book any time of the day or maybe at night whenever I feel that I have to relax myself. Life is What You Make It is a book which I have read over the spread of 5 hours. Right through it, I did not stop in between. I just lie down in my bed and I read the entire book. Now, the reason why I read it in one time span is because I was hooked, to be very honest. I thought I'll finish one chapter and I'll keep it away, but I couldn't. It was simple, approachable, and very relaxing. So Preeti Shenoy's Life is What You Make It is one of my favorites, and I would want you to start reading it because you will not be bored with the vocab or something. You will be hooked by the story itself. Okay, so that brought us to the fourth selection. Now I want you to make guesses here that which is that book which I may pick from this huge collection over here. Now there are a lot of books, and there is something which has over here, For One More Day by Mitch Albom. Now, the writer is not Indian, definitely, he's a foreign writer, but the reason why Mitch Albom has been one of my personal favorites, it's because the stories. I mean, every time I pick one of the Mitch Albom's book, I felt a connection. I feel that I am in that instance and I want to live what he's writing in the book. Again, the book is not thick. The language might be a little tricky at some place, but not every place, and it's moreover a dialogue written book. For example, a teacher is talking to a student. What sort of conversations take place in that place is something that you will find in For One More Day. I have read it. I have read other books of Mitch Albom. There is one more, which is Tuesdays with Morrie. There is a movie made on this. I think there is a movie on this one, not sure about it. But if you can find, please write in the comment section because I would love to watch that movie as well. Now, please pick this book if you are looking for something which is a truthful conversation between two people. You want to understand how people groom themselves in adverse situation, how you can be happy in your daily struggles, then this is the book which I personally suggest you. All right then, folks, we have come to the end of the video and we have our final select to make. That is the fifth book that you can start reading today. Now, you can see a lot of book from Amish here if it's quite visible to you. Now, Amish's books are amazing, no doubt about it. But if you're reading for the first time, you don't want to read these books because the language is tough. And you might not be interested in mythology or about knowing about Shiv. If you're that kind of person, do not pick this book. You will get bored eventually. But if you're somebody like me who loves to understand how these things, how these gods work, it's one of my favorites. And you can see I have the entire collection of Amish and I love reading his book in one shot itself. Now, I want to pick up the last book from our selection, and that is The Happiness Project. Wow, The Happiness Project is by Gretchen Rubin. A lady writer, has been amazing author. She has picked up insights from personal life, how a woman deals with success and family at the same time. Now, the title itself is fascinating. The language in the book is simple. You do not find a lot of heavy words. You do not find yourself dejected. And if you are somebody who wants to understand from a female perspective how they see the world, how their success runs, Happiness Project is definitely a pick for you. I have loved it. I have read this book while I was traveling to my home and I had to catch a bus and then a flight and then I had to catch another bus. I finished this book. It was amazing. Now, before we jump to the end of this whole session or this video, I have a very important message for you. Now, please understand, book reading is not just a practice or not just an activity that you pick because your friends are doing it. Book reading is personal. Book reading is a hobby. It can be something that gives you relaxation, that gives you feel that I am settled, I'm composed, I do not have to do everything which other people in this world are doing, and I feel satisfied, then please pick book reading. Give it a slot of a week, read every day for 1 hour at the same specific time, and if after a week you feel you can still read more books, there you go. You are a reader now, but if you feel after a week you do not find any connection, do not pressurize yourself to read a book. Now, I am sure you must love this video because It has been something which was quite personal for me. I have picked books from all the genres and I love reading book. Honestly, loved it. Okay, so these were the 5 books you would love to read if you are the first timer reader. And please do not forget to subscribe Brum Brum Ash because that's more fun. This is educational. Brum Brum Ash will have a lot of insights from the personal life of Sam and Ash. It has a lot of competition in there. It has a lot of jokes and everything possible. Now, please like this video. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to come back when we post the next video. Have a good day and keep enjoying yourself.